Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you enjoy what you're seeing and if you want to see more. Coming up in this episode, it's the Super League halftime report from Held Dominance. Is your team an A grade, or is he an F grade? Tell me in the comments below. Welcome to this episode as we go through where I feel each Super League club is currently rated in their mid-season report. I would normally grade these teams A+ to F- in their ratings, but A+ rating is out the window already, as no team is perfect this season. No team has been unbeaten out in this first 14 games. Now, I am going to count in cup competitions as well, as it does glean a little bit of how the teams are doing and how they've progressed ever since the start of the season, when they either came up into the Super League, won the league, or made significant changes, i.e. to coaching staff, playing staff, or just on the field play. Now, we are going to start from the bottom and work our way up, and first in the bag, Toulouse Olypique. Sylvain Houlier's Toulouse side came into the league with a lot of fanfare, winning the championship and being part of the Super League season, where a second French side is in the top flight of the Northern Hemisphere Rugby League. But since the fanfare has turned into a warm-up act, if you may, despite victories over champion St Helens and Wakefield, there has been little more to shout about this season. This, though, is only part of the story, as TO have battled hard to close defeats to Wigan and Huddersfield by only 1 point, as well as running Hull KR and Catalan's Dragons close in previous rounds. They and fellow Rugby League newcomers Cornwall RLFC opted out of the Challenge Cup, so they have played less games this year than their opponents, any of their opponents in top flight, so should have more in reserve at the end of the season. The second half of the season could be a positive one for Toulouse, as the signings of Nathan Peets, David Alvaro, Laurent Belmas from Catalans and Corey Norman should stand them in good stead if they are all fire on full throttle from the get-go. Willie Potchin's men have had an indifferent start to the season and find themselves in 11th place. Their first two games were close encounters, as there was only 4 and 2 points in deficit to Hull at home and Catalans away. But their first win didn't come until the 11th of March with victory against Toulouse, which saw them go on a 4-game winning streak in the league and the cup against Warrington at the Halliwell Jones Stadium and at home against Salford. This, though, was a temporary high for Wakey in the league and cup, as they went on a 5-game losing streak, conceding 170 points and only scoring 42 in April. Star back Tom Johnson is expected to move to Catalans at the end of the season, while multiple players who are off contract are being mooted for moves away from Bellevue. While things are not looking currently good for Wakefield on the pitch, off the field, the stadium redevelopment plans get underway in June 2022 for a new main stand and updated terraces, making the future look brighter for the club, if not for this season. Darryl Powell's men, the Warrington Wolves, are currently my Super League 2022 underachievers, in my opinion. Yes, I do concede that they're at the start of their project, but the star on the day quality in their team should see them there or thereabout in relation to squads around the league, but they have only 5 wins from 14 games. I also understand that changes in coaches would not be an immediate fix for the Wire, but a long-term gain. Seeing them languish in 10th place at the halfway mark of the season seems a little wrong, with fans discontent at the club, which is one of the best funded in the top tier. Fans would be looking for some sort of return on that investment. There have been some bright sparks in the Warrington team, in particular Matty Ashton with his electric pace, who have seen him score 9 tries in 13 matches, and the inclusion in the squad from Connor Wrench, who came through the Wire Academy. Also bringing in Powell's men Peter Matautia and Oliver Holmes have seen the former cast pair quietly but unspectacularly putting in performances. But the Wire need a spark soon, or the good place will become the neighbours from hell. Paul Rowley's Salford side are a team who have flattered to deceive. Well, in a way, as they were not expected to pull up any trees in Super League and was tipped by this rugby league host to be relegated come 2022's end. But there have been some decent team performances with wins over Castleford and Leeds home and away, and a win at Toulouse that produced their 10 points in the Super League table. But that's it. There have been some great individual performances too, with the likes of Tim Li-Fi and Dion Cross getting rave reviews in the centre department. On the field though, there is a lot to be disappointed about, especially after the 43 points to 16 defeat against Hull KR, who were on a losing streak that's seen them drop down the table also. Off the field, there has been speculation over where Salford will play in 2023 and beyond. But if Salford businessman Sebastian Gerrard has his way, the AJ Bell Stadium will be their home for a long time to come. Leeds Rhino started off this season with high hopes after an indifferent 2021. After paying decent money for James Bentley to bring him to the club from Saints and reunite Canberra halves Blake Austin and Aidan Caesar would to boost up the ball-playing department of the club. This did not go to plan for the side with one of, if not the biggest fan base in the competition, as Richard Agar's men slumped to near the bottom of the table with 1 win and a draw from their first 10 games. Richard Agar's tenure came to an end, and it was Jamie Jones Buchanan who stepped into the breach on an interim basis. He gained Leeds' second win of the season against Toulouse, and then closed out his tenure with a third against Hull KR. Rowan Smith took over the reins, and after what was a losing start against Salford, the team have won the last 2 games, recently demolishing Warrington Wolves. It hasn't been the best of times for Bentley though in this period, undoubtedly a talent, but also a firebrand, having been suspended for more games than played. But if he is able to control this, Leeds could still have a very successful season. Lee Radford's new side, Castleford Tigers, have been described as what has been used as the word for many rugby league sides and performances this season as clunky. Again, another side which is not expected to win the Super League or the Grand Final, Despite winning the League Leaders' Shield as recent as 2017, many would have expected them to be big, powerful and solid, while adding to the classic cast mantra of years gone by for this 2022 season. Bradford has brought in his style of players like Mane Vanua, and also added one of the top try scorers from the 21 season to the ranks in Jake Malmo, with that goal in mind. Unfortunately, this is yet to come to pass, as Radford himself said of his side after the defeat to Wigan. "We're not consistent. We haven't been for 3 years," he said. "We're average. Win one, lose one. It's where the team is and where the club is. We're really working hard to try and minimise that gap between our best and worst. But I'm 8 months in, and it's probably going to take longer than that, looking at how we're going. I wonder what that means for the current crop of cast stars. I just know that what happens from now until the end of the season will determine many in the squad's careers at cast. There are no untouchables there. Yet." And that's it for part 1 of my half-term review of Super League clubs. Part 2 will be coming tomorrow. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as we can get the attention of rugby league fans here, there and everywhere. And also click that notification bell for any updates that may be coming your way. What's your thoughts on today's episode? It is an interesting one, I believe. Short, good little summaries, 90 seconds or so for the first 6 teams at the bottom end of the table. Do you agree with what I've mentioned, or do you not? Tell me your rankings so far this season for the Super League. Do you place them any better? And tell me, who are you expecting to pick up a bit more, or who are going to slump down a bit more? I'd like to hear from you, but in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. But in the meantime, please stay safe. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next episode.